conversations, and yes, I expect you to hit back. After all, it's table talk. Wait a minute.
You can't tell me to wait.
You need to listen to me. You need to listen to me when you talk. After you talk, you then listen to me. It's a conversation. Can we do that? I am Wemimo Adewuni. Join me every Monday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Table Talk.
Table Talk with Wemimo Adewuni.
We're trying to break the tables this morning, Wemimo. So
Let's break it. Shut up.
Please off your mic and stop shaking our table.
No, I'm here to break it. Off which mic?
Wemimo, off your mic. You are shaking our table and you are disturbing us.
Tune in to Table Talk. Mondays from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on your number one station for talk, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Welcome to Table Talk 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Wemimo Adewuni. On this episode of Table Talk, we're here again to break the tables. I love breaking tables. Today I want to tell you why you need to borrow government your money and how, if government is going to borrow your money, it's going to happen. And you need to know so you don't say, what? They didn't tell me. I didn't know. It's been around for a while, but I see that many of you don't understand it yet. So I would help you understand it today. And you would let me know if you'd like government to have your money or if you'd like to keep it to yourself. But you know that Table Talk is in two phases. In the first half, which I call the appetizer, I give you a gist about my weekend, and stories that struck me at the weekend. Then we go to the main dish. It's a table, so I serve you talk. All right, let's go to the appetizer.
Here's the appetizer on Table Talk.
On the appetizer, guys, I'd like to say a big shout out to Burna Boy and Wizkid. Hey. I am so happy. Nigeria is on the chart in the world. Everyone is talking about us because we have two. So Burna Boy got his first Grammy for his album Twice as Tall. I think I'll still play you a song from there shortly. He won in the Best Global Music Album category. That's really fantastic. Wizkid was also he also won for his collaboration with Beyonce and Blue Ivy on the song Brown Skin Girl. So they won in the Best Music Video category. Also, Femi Kuti, Made Kuti, Tiwa Savage were all also nominated for the Grammy. That's big, that's huge. And I also gather that Tiwa Savage's participation in one of Coldplay's songs, which also got a Grammy, she'll be getting a certificate for that. Not a plaque, but she'll be getting a certificate, and that's also big. So congratulations to them. That's Table Talk appetizer today.
Now to the main dish on Table Talk.
Now to the main dish. Guys, let us tell you about government borrowing your money. Federal government wants to borrow your dormant funds. You have money you're not using. Government wants to use it. Okay? This is our conversation for the next hour. An expert will be joining me on the show shortly to tell you how this works. We've had this conversation before, but I'd like you to understand it again. If you have dormant funds, government wants to use it. If you have unclaimed dividends mean that you probably bought stock or your parents bought stock, okay, and it's been there for so long, nobody's laying claim on it. Then the government wants to borrow it. It's actually in the Finance Act, okay? Many of you are not paying attention to it until they now borrow the money and you call me and say, but they didn't tell us. Why didn't they tell us? They should have told us. They told you. I am telling you now. So you cannot tell me that you don't know. All right. Before I bring on my guest, Zil Akaraiwe, who will be joining me in 2 minutes, let me hear from you. This show is streaming live on Facebook. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3, and you see the live feed there. Drop me your comment. Would you like to lend your money to government? Facebook now vibes, I'm telling you. Would you like to lend your money to government? Tell me. On Twitter, also join tweet at Nigeria Info FM and use the hashtag Nigeria Info TT. Do you think it's okay for government to borrow your money?
Yeah,
Good morning.
Mama. Yes, morning, Mama. I did go kiss one lucky. I'm not okay with government borrowing my money.
Why now?
The ones where they don't borrow since all this while, are they refunded? They've been collecting from different countries and banks and all that. Now they want to collect my own.
But they've been borrowing money from you in terms of bonds and treasury bills. I mean, you've been lending government your money and you collect interest, right?
Which interest? Where did I see the interest? Which interest? Which bank is sending me interest? No bank is sending me interest. Now either they are collecting my money. They are collecting my money. Or the ATM, what do you call it? Maintenance, SMS, and all that. They are collecting my money now. They are not giving me any money. So why would I want to borrow any government my money?
I hear you. On a Monday morning, you guys are particular about your money, but government needs it. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, Wemimo.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Chukwemeka calling from Lalipo.
Good to have you here. Would you like to lend government your dormant funds? You have some money you're not using?
I want to ask a question.
Okay.
How long will you have money for government to declare its dormant account? Dormant fund? How long? How many years will it be?
Let my guest come. He will answer you. When my guest joins the show, he will answer you. So keep listening. How long is long enough to be dormant? That was a very good question. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. People that have money.
Do you want to tell me your name? Oh, you're gone away. Sorry. Good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Wemimo.
Yes, please.
How was your night?
Great, thank you. And yours?
My name is Oseni.
Welcome.
Since my 60 plus years on that, I've never witnessed this type of government.
Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Hello?
Yes?
Okay, I don't know what's going on around there, but something's up. So sorry about that. Okay. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
Mr. Wemimo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you see, government to use my money without me talking. They are using my money.
How are they using your money? Did you lend them money?
My money in the bank all the time. It was not every month. They will remove my money. They are doing a duty stamp. I don't know what they are stamping for. So they don't need to let us know. My money is going every month. So probably if I have a good too much money here, what I would like to give government my money, but not this present government. So this one has to go away before anything can happen.
Okay. Thank you very much. I know that a lot of our older citizens might want to pay closer attention because many of you bought shares a long time ago, and you just left it there. It's been there for so long, and so on. Okay, I need you... No. Let me drop this. So I need to get Zeal here, and I can only do that if I don't take your calls. I can't do both at the same time. Okay, so I'll stay with Facebook so that you guys can stop calling for a while so I can bring in Zeal. It needs to explain to you how this is going to work. Sarasoke update on Twitter says, please, government should not borrow my money. I haven't claimed dividends. When are they starting? So I can go and do the needful. Do we have a choice or we don't have a say? Welcome to Table Talk. Great Olida just says, our government can borrow chai. Very soon they will gather everybody and start asking how much each person has. How much do you have? Borrow me. How much do you have? Borrow me. You are so funny, Grace. Young Kali on Twitter says, I can't lend them. The one they borrowed from China, what have I benefited from it? Why must it be our money? Which that money do you want them to use? You don't want them to borrow foreign funds. They need to look locally and see how they can source funds. Okay. Oh no, you guys need to help me so that I can make this call out to Zeal. Doing that right now. Only if you would pause calling until I dial this number. Let's see if it will work. Good, I did it. Okay, let Zeal join us so that he can tell us. What a guan. Not connecting. All right, let me see if I can get him back. Okay. I need to get him on here so that you can direct all your questions and I can just sit back and have a cool morning, right? I just like to sit down here and have a cool morning. Would you like government to borrow your funds? Talk to me on Facebook at Nigeria Info FM. Use the hashtag Nigeria Info TT on Twitter. On Facebook, the post is also there. You can send me your comment there. You people do not used to hear Wardney. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I need to dial a number. You keep interfering. Wait a minute now. Please. Thank you. Okay. Don't worry. I'll take all your calls. That's why I'm here.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. What's going on? Okay. I'll drop this. Naita, Colette, you guys need to jump in here and help me on this so I can, chill. Jump in on this and please take those calls for me, okay? All right, thank you. And that makes it easier for me. Let me go to Twitter while we try to get Zeal on the line. I have more comments here. Remember to use the hashtag Nigeria Info TT. Nigeria Info TT. Pogs, Pakwas, Freight Gem, Big 20. What kind of name is that? So this government is loaded with destiny killers. Kilode. Why are you so harsh? Good morning, Solomon.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
I said that I can borrow this government to know that I'm richer than them. Then I can borrow them my money with conditions.
What are the conditions?
The conditions is there must be an interest, a large interest between me and them that they will be paying me.
How many percent interest do you want to collect?
Yes, I would like to collect at least 20% interest.
Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. Thank you very much for that. Let me head on. Please give me 1 minute, okay? I need to sort this out. Okay, I'm back. Welcome to Table Talk. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Would you like to lend government some of your funds that you're not using?
Definitely.
Good.
If I have so much money that I don't make of it, why should I leave it? Those who use it are free to use it, but must agree together.
Oh, your line is breaking up. What a pity. Your line is breaking up. Okay, good morning to you. Why? All right, let me go back to Twitter. Benway Gods on Twitter says it would be good to lend Okay, so let me teach you English. You don't say I want to borrow government my money. You say I want to lend government my money. But government is borrowing. Do you understand? Like a giver-receiver thing. You lend to government. Government borrows from you. So you people have mercy on me and don't make me read this kind of English. Yeah? Thank you. Why will I lend my money to government, to a government that has never supported in any way? I have money in my fixed account that I have not used for a while now, and I'm not ready to lend it to government. Benway God says, okay, it would be good to lend government my money for the development of the nation, but not Nigeria, my country, because they won't pay back. Joy Forever says, Wemimo, I have no problem on the federal government borrowing dormant money, but at the end of the day, banks and companies will be put under pressure because any day I remember my 2K in any account, bank will refund me once I activate. How will federal government pay back? The one they borrowed, uncle. T Praise Ajibola says, remember to use the hashtag Nigeria Info TT. Okay, Nigeria Info TT. All right. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back right now. Good morning.
Wemimo.
Good morning.
Yes, this is Mr. Frank.
Welcome to the show.
I am very, very happy that we still have some good Nigerians and good followers of Buhari who can still borrow him money. But for me, I will not give him my dime because even if I give him now, he is going to use it to negotiate with bandits. Yes, now, I'm not giving him my shishi. Even if I have 20, how will I call this man money now? How will I call money now?
Call it. Don't be afraid to call it.
If I call this thing now, this land will shake. I will not give him. Okay, now, see, make I tell you.
Tell me.
They said they want to borrow money from the dormant account. Some people know they save. So for masses money, now they go to borrow money. Places of the country, they go borrow money for masses. Wait.
You are so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, I believe I have Zeal on the line now. Zeal.
Hi, Wemimo.
Good morning. I've got really hilarious comments on this conversation this morning. Have you been listening?
Yes, I have.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm sorry it was difficult for you to reach me, so I'm going to do you one up and I'll be in the studio in 7 minutes.
There's Corona. I would have given you a hug. Oh, but hey, that would be amazing. Okay, that's good. That's good because I'll be heading out in a break shortly. So that means when I'm back from the break, you'll be here. Do you want me to let you off the phone or do you want us to talk?
Let's go on because it's eating a lot into the time already.
Okay, so let's talk about what is this thing? Everyone says, no, wait, government cannot touch my money. Whose money does government want to touch, Zil?
So let's start from first principles. Okay? Because I've heard a lot of the comments and they're all valid, but they've jumped a couple of steps. First principles, a loan is a bilateral agreement. Between two parties, there must be offer, there must be acceptance, and there must be consideration. If you take my assets without my permission, there's a name for that.
What is it called?
It's called theft.
It's called what?
Theft.
Theft?
Yes.
I was going to say it's called stealing. Do stealing and theft mean the same thing? Yeah, they do.
The same thing, exactly. If you take someone's assets without their consent, without their prior approval, you cannot say I've borrowed it. You've stolen it. That's what the law says. So if the government wakes up and passes a law empowering the government to take the assets of citizens without the citizens' consent, then that law should be cancelled ab initio because that is theft. You're stealing from the citizens.
And that's why SERAP is taking the federal government to court.
Yes, it should be in court. What the government wants to achieve can be achieved properly. But you cannot pass a law saying, I've seen money somewhere, I'm borrowing it. That's not borrowing. A loan agreement is a bilateral agreement, and the terms are clear. So if the government borrows the money in the dormant account, what are the terms? How do I get it back if I want it back? Are you paying me? The terms, there are no terms. Number two, my contract in banking relationship is with my bank. And so when I open an account, I sign certain agreements, rights of setup, and all of those things with the account opening package. And so I give the bank my money. I give the bank the right to use my money on the condition that any time I want it back, I get it back. I have no such contract with the government.
So if the bank, obeying this law from the government, cedes my money to the government, what do I do to the banks? There's a law. Are they bound to follow this law with my money? We're talking about my money here.
Great question. So what you're asking is the question of how do they do it properly? Now, the bank has every right to invest my money as they please on the condition that when I want it back, I get it back. So if the government wants to compel, cajole, insist, beg, I don't care what language you want to use. If the government wants to get the banks to lend the government money, as they've been doing with the treasury bills and bonds over the years, they can go ahead. It has nothing to do with the citizens.
The only thing is when I want my money back from the banks, let them give it to me.
I go back to the bank.
Let me head out on a break since you'll be here shortly and then we can talk some more. Nigeria, This is 99.3 Nigeria Info FM. This is Table Talk and I'm telling you about government wanting to borrow your funds. My name is Wemimo Adewuni. I'll be back with you after the break.
See, if any kind person say you want the coded password for your bank app, I be your PIN, your card PIN, I be the 3 number where they back of your card, your pay ID, I be the answer for your security question. I beg no give them all this information them suppose they coded. You no suppose share them with anybody. Make you wise up, no make them scam you. This message now from Kuda Microfinance Bank, the bank of the free. Make you download Kuda for your Play Store or for App Store to open accounts. Make you start to enjoy our banking.
For area, then they call me Baba 22. You look, they see number 22. My plate number, 22. My house number, of course. I decack for number 22. But you sabi wetin really make them they call me Baba 22? Now because I dey group 22 times bonus on top every recharge.
Yes, so if you don't take when you use your glow line, reactivate now, make you begin enjoy your own go get 22 times bonus on top every recharge. It dey pay to reactivate your glow line.
Unlimited. We are gathered here to share the properties of my late brother, Chief Akpandodo. I am sure I am in the best position to know who gets what. Yes, all my brother's houses in Banana Island, Eco Atlantic, Abuja, and London, and all his cars shall be mine. His wife and children can keep the house at Paja. Bingpe Akpandodo, I give you and the kids 7 days to vacate this house and hand over the keys.
You can never leave the future of your family to the hands of another. Protect your loved ones today with our simple online will writing service, Will Power. You can create your will and secure your wishes. Avoid family feuds and legal battles. Call 01-453-7060, 0906-000-5254, or visit www.willpower.ng to get started. UTL Trustees, protecting the future since 1966.
And on the dailies today, chiefs of the Nigerian Army's operation.
President Muhammadu Buhari has inaugurated.
With screaming headlines making the rounds in the dailies, it's easy to forget other tori when we say they affect our life and economy.
NDLEA don't record high achievements. The national club
Introducing Lost to the Headlines, a news bulletin highlighting news stories reported but almost forgotten.
The police in Ogun State have arrested 2 tenants.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. on 99.3 for stories others forgot to tell you. Aproko walk no go kill me last.
This is Table Talk with Wemimo Adewuni.
We are back, 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Table Talk, and today I'm telling you that government wants to borrow the money you are not using. You know how we tell people, do you have 1 million you're not using there? I want to lend me or borrow me, like he likes to say, borrow me the money. Give it to me. I want to use it. I'll return it. Government wants to take dormant funds from unpaid dividends and from bank accounts. Zil Akarawe is here with me on the show. Welcome, Zil.
Thank you.
He made it into the studio in good time. Let's talk about...
Me.
Yeah, I do. I know I do. This is in the Finance Act.
Yes.
2020.
Yes.
We are in 2021.
Well, the Finance Act was passed in 2020 for 2021.
For 2021.
Yes.
A lot of my callers don't even have an inkling that this is going to happen.
You know, you should
Why
have
is this
another
happening,
show
by
on
the
that.
way?
You know, you should have another show on ignorance of the law is no excuse.
It's no
on
excuse.
why the reason exists, because it's an excuse now. But anyway.
Until it's... When is this starting?
It started. It started. It's,
no. When is government starting to borrow the dormant funds?
I don't know. Once it's in law, they have, by law, the right to do it at any time. So once the instruction is given, then it happens.
Okay.
I'm not aware it has already happened, according to the act, but yes.
I don't think so. So Serap has taken the government to court.
Yes. Amen.
a lot of my callers earlier, Sarah is always taking them to court. And I asked them, what would you rather do? Would you rather not do anything about it? But now when it gets to your money, you want them to take government to court, right? So now, unclaimed dividends, and one of my callers asked, how long does money stay in my bank account before it becomes dormant?
So, if I remember correctly, if you don't use your bank account for, I think it's 6 months, it becomes dormant. However, the Finance Act says dormant accounts that have not been used, I think it's 6 years.
Yeah, this says unclaimed dividends and bank account balances unattended to.
For at least 6 years.
What does
yes.
unattended to mean? You didn't withdraw from it.
You haven't used that account for 6 years. Okay. Now, the time frame, in all honesty, is reasonable. However, the foundational principles are flawed, and anything, is like fruit of the poisonous tree. It is flawed ab initio. I do not have any contract with the government to borrow my money. And so anything you do, taking my money without my consent expressly in a contract, is stealing. You are stealing from the people. And so if the government wants to achieve this, the government should find a way to get the banks to invest the money in dormant accounts with the government.
But we already have treasury bills.
Exactly.
We have bonds. Isn't that the same thing? Okay,
So-
explain treasury bills and bonds.
Okay, so treasury bills and bonds are, let me just say, government securities are the government's way of borrowing money from
you,
from the system, the financial system, whether it's the banks or the people. And if you want to buy a treasury bill, you go, you tell your bank, the bank is the agent, the bank buys the treasury bill on your behalf, or the bank buys for its own use. That's it. That's how the government borrows money from the system. Use it to either mop up liquidity, raise funding, manage monetary policy, whatever you need to do with it. That's what they do.
Mhm.
That's how it
And that's
should
legal.
be done. That's how it should be done. You don't see money in that account. It's like you're not using it. Bring
Let me use it.
No, you don't do that. You don't do that.
Okay, interesting part of this Finance Act is that this act exempts official. So if the account is dormant for 6 months, you can 6 years,
yes.
you can mop up the money if it's passed
That's
into
what
law.
the Act says.
Proposes.
It's been passed into law. It has
No?
been passed into. No, it has been passed into law.
Oh yes, it has.
It has been passed into law. No, that's why it's in court. It has been passed into law. It's part of the. Anyway, yes.
So why haven't they started taking money?
Well, I don't know why they've not started. I don't know.
Okay, so what this says, however, is that it exempts official accounts of government. Say we had a ministry or whatever, they had a bank account, there's surplus money there that's been lying fallow for so long. Government is not mopping that up.
Well, it's kind of silly to borrow money from yourself.
Yes, it's your money after all.
But again, with a treasury single account, I don't know why government has money in commercial bank. But hey, that's a different issue completely. But you see, this law that's been passed, my concern, I have 2 or 3 concerns. The first of the concerns I have is I don't understand how my representative in the National Assembly looked at this thing, given what the Constitution says, given what the CBN Act says, given what BOFIA says about lending. My representatives in the National Assembly looked at this law and figured it was worth passing as is. They did not make the necessary intellectual amendments to make it possible. That's my issue, because what the government wants to achieve in terms of mopping up funds from dormant accounts is possible. There's a way to get it done properly. This is not proper.
What way aside, the treasury bills format?
That format, yes. You see,
And so why not just stay with the treasury bills? Or, maybe give the banks a good percentage, enough for it to enticing to bring more money in.
You see, so what we've been doing, Wemimo, that's caused a lot of problems for us as a nation financially, is that we don't have enough people in government that understand the difference between economics and financial markets. And so what we have had over the past couple of years is people that try to circumvent the laws of financial markets. And once you circumvent laws are laws. Once you circumvent laws, there's a consequence. And that's why the economy and the financial market is in such disarray. There's a way to do things. There's a proper way to do it. Like you said, issue securities, issue special security. There's ways you can do it. And you can't do what you're doing. But you then
It's not my business. But when I need my money, give it to me.
Exactly. Then you have this, I hate to use the word, but dictator mindset of this is what I want to do. I don't care what the impact is. I don't care who it affects. I don't even care if it's legal. I'm passing it into law. No, it doesn't work like that.
But like you said, the federal government did not just do this.
The National Assembly assented to this. I don't understand how.
To this.
I honestly
hey, if you're listening, your representatives, your lawmakers, and you allowed it. We all allowed it. I know the media talked about it. But again, I'm always very, particular about the power of the people to challenge what their representatives are doing. It means that you all slept on this. Now you're calling me and saying, no, they must not touch my money. But it's already in law.
It's already in law.
It's already a law that says the government, it's actually called, so all the money's taken, I can't say borrowed, taken.
It's not borrowed.
It's taken, will be transferred to a trust fund. And the trust fund is called Special Debt Owed by the federal government to shareholders and dormant bank account holders. Where did I sign a contract for this?
Exactly. You see, another concern, I had 2 or 3 concerns. The first being the legislatures that allowed this and just rubber stamped it. I think that was quite inefficient, for lack of a better word. The other issue I have is if the government gets away with this, and people, because a lot of people think, 6 years is reasonable. Well, the money has been there. If you've not touched
my money.
If you've not touched money in 6 years, do you really need it? Let me give one scenario. Somebody leaves the country because of all the issues and goes abroad and does a first degree, 4 years. Works for 1 or 2 years, that's 6 years already, decides to do a master's. And you say, well, since the guy has not touched this money for 6 years,
he does not need it anymore.
Come on. Anyway, but let's not digress. My second issue is very important. If the government gets away with this year, and someone told me when I discussed this earlier was, well, they passed it into law, we have to obey the law. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. Well, anyway, next year, what would you say if the government wakes up and says, you know what, reasonably speaking, nobody needs more than 1 million in their account. So every account balance that is more than 1 million, I, government, am borrowing it. Or all the banks send all. Then people would then wake up and realize we have a National Assembly that's not really protecting.
Paying attention.
Exactly.
Paying attention.
I am very happy. I'm excited that this has gone to court because the government needs to realize that there is a proper way to govern. You don't govern by your whims and you don't govern a democracy by a dictatorship and pretend to have passed it into law.
Now, this law now says that the original owners of the money can claim it at any time.
What's the modality? Who do I apply to? Do I apply to the government or do I apply to the bank?
I don't know.
Exactly. So there are no modalities. Number 2, I can't apply to the government because I do not have a
contract
with the government. I don't have any business with you, government.
But if I write to the banks and I say I want to withdraw my money, are they able to produce it?
The banks may write and say, well, it's with the government, right? We don't have the modalities. So how do I, if I want my money, you've not even explained it. You've not explained how. If, like I said, my contract in the banking relationship by the banking law is with my bank. I go to my bank, I do everything with my bank. What my bank does with my money is the bank's risk.
Is the government paying me interest for taking my money?
I don't know.
0700 993 993 993. That's the number to call. For female callers, you have a line 0146 57190. On Twitter, people are going red in the face. Someone says, my elder brother hasn't used his account since 2009. He lives in Germany and he has been paying money into the account on a regular basis. Is that account considered a dormant account?
No, as long as there's activity in the account.
Yeah, there's activity.
As long as there's any type of activity, I think it's every 6 months or something.
Ikwaye Nuruddin says, yes, they can. I can even dash my money to my country because it's my country. It's like masses don't know the kind of deficiency the country has in terms of infrastructure. I still pledge to my country.
Okay, let me respond to him. You have a right to say, you know what, I love my country. Come and take my house. Come and take all my money. It's your right. Please, if you want to do that, go ahead.
To the government.
However, the government does not have the right to say you must love me and therefore I must take your asset. It doesn't work that way. You want to do it, please do it. But you cannot turn around and force me. What does an armed robber do when they come to your house? They ask you under duress to give them your property. It's not a defense in court. But I asked him and he gave me.
No, you didn't ask him and he gave you. No, you took it.
The government cannot wake up and say, but I passed the law. No, it's not a defense. It is by definition of stealing in the criminal code of Nigeria.
Backed by law.
This is it. We have now backed stealing by law.
Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning. Welcome to Table Talk. Hello.
Yes, this is Akibe from First House. I want to speak on Dormant account.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, the people that have that dormant account, I remember when I was banking, for 3 years I did not visit my bank, but when I got my money, I went there. They say I should fill a form and then pay some money before they can bring it out. So they did that. I started adding money on it. I didn't be there somebody for 1 year or 2 years. They put it on dormant account, and he come back to say, I want to continue the account. How would they retrieve the money?
We don't know.
Then you better ask first now.
Yeah, you to join us and ask now.
Account. Don't they have address?
Who?
Address is not there. Let them ask them if they will want their money to be taken as a loan.
See, this one has passed whether they want to ask you. There is now a law. I mean, if it's a law, the government doesn't owe you a responsibility to ask you.
Which is why it's in court. Because the court, that's why democracy has the three. This should never have gone to court if the National Assembly, in my opinion, had done their jobs properly. It should never have passed. This should not pass.
The only possible respite is the judiciary.
Yes.
Bayo is here from Egbeda. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your radio needs to be off.
Okay, good morning.
Morning.
Okay, and good morning to your guest.
Morning.
Sincerely, it is laughable. But I'm hearing this for the first time and saddens to me that as if I'm not informed or I'm not correct because I always listen to you. I don't know how and why we have gotten ourselves into this mess. It is laughable. To start with, the last time there was this noise about, pensions, money and all that, running to almost 9-point-something trillion. So this guy, by the affecto and all that, they went ahead. Come, who has affected who? Who has, how do I call it now? Who has injured or who has caused calamity upon who? When these guys went over there to borrow money, going to almost 1.2 trillion naira on the basis of infrastructure, and they are paying, a kind of servicing debt worth.
Okay, your line went up, but please keep it short and quick, okay? Malik is on the line from Ikoyi. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, please make it 1 minute, okay?
Okay, Zio, good morning, Zio.
Good morning.
Anyway, Zio, why won't they pass it into law when part of the contract will be done by them? So why won't the money go back to them, Zio? I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, but is the money going back to them? Isn't it going into projects?
Let's stick to the facts and not conjecture.
We're not sure that the money is going to them.
Wemimo,
yes.
I apply for a contract, and you are the ones seeking to pass that law, and you own the company, but I'm working on that. Where will the money go to, Wemimo? That's the law we're having. It's a simple logic now.
It sounds simple, but when you compare, this analogy you're making with the conversation we're having, I'm not sure if they tally, because I'm not sure the money is going into pockets of legislators. I can't affirm that. Abolore says to lend is not an issue, but what is the probability the money will be used judiciously? Raphael Julius says, if they touch my papa money, it's really right in the face. Precious Moon said, let them not try this with my account.
No, so let me give another example for the guy that said, let them not touch my papa's money. We know that in Nigeria, we're not really big on doing wills. Okay, and so when a lot of people die interstate, the probate process is complicated. If there's even where there's a will and you contest the will, it takes a while.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that well, my father's died and left some stuff, and we the family we may
we're
be fighting.
We're still fighting
whatever.
Over it. Yeah.
The government says, oh, by the way,
I'm using the money.
Let me be using the money to. No.
Now let's talk about dividends.
Yes.
Unclaimed dividends. I see a lot of people have issues with, so maybe their parents, again, mostly parents, bought shares, they just left it there.
Yes.
The children probably found some document at home, they don't know what to do with it.
Yes. So there are different things. One, if I die, or rather when I die, whatever I leave behind, assuming I have assets that are secret and nobody knew about it, it does not revert to government.
It doesn't automatically convert to government.
I am not government. You're not shareholders in my life. My asset is not yours. So what we need to do is to create a process to deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is not the process. There should be a process to deal with it and say, okay, if there are assets somewhere that are not claimed. Now, if the person is deceased, died interstate, is the family aware? What as the next of kin? Yeah. What the government?
Does the bank not owe a responsibility to reach out to the next of kin?
If they can't reach next of kin, that's the end. Now, however, what the government's job, responsibility, fiduciary responsibility to the citizen is to make sure that the assets get to the rightful beneficiary.
Yeah.
Not to take it. The government's job should be like, okay, this person has passed on. Who's the next of kin? Now, we don't have what I call citizen accountability, but you find who's the next of kin, what should be going on? We should find a way to equitably distribute this person's assets as it should be distributed. Sharia law is great with that.
Yeah.
Not, oh, you've died, eh?
We can't find your family
can't
members.
Find your family. So then what will be the incentive to find the family members if the government is going
there'll be none. There'll be none. Good morning. Welcome to Table Talk. Oh, so sorry. Try again. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Wemimo.
Good morning.
Yeah. Please, I would like to borrow government my money.
That's good.
But under one condition.
Okay.
The only money I will borrow them is the one they gave me during the lockdown. That's the only money I will borrow them.
Some of you are just clowns. Abiola is here from Surulere. Welcome to the Table Talk.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. Abiola, welcome.
You see, what I have to say is, okay, if they borrowed on claim
dividends.
Okay, maybe in the next 6 months or next year, where are they going to borrow from again? That means they are going to borrow from active accounts. And this money they are even borrowing, I don't think they are using it for development. They are using it for their individual accounts. So I'm not subscribing to that.
But again, sorry, but a lot of the callers keep saying I don't support, I'm not supporting. They don't understand it's
law.
They're not asking.
No,
that's the issue. You're not being asked anymore.
That a lot of the listeners think that this matter is still up for contention.
Yes,
it's not up for contention. So it's been passed into law.
If you have a dormant account and you don't want the government to borrow from it at this point in time, go and reactivate it.
Even if it's to send 100 naira into that account right now, do a transfer into it.
Now, let me play devil's advocate because there is the argument that if you've not, there are some people who have not used their accounts for 6 years because of BVN. They've opened fake accounts and all of that, so there's questionable money. There's all of that. But again, there's a process for dealing with that. So you should tell the banks, we need to have all your accounts that are not BVN'd. Okay? And then you reach out to the people because they will have given you ID and all of that.
Yeah.
And then you put a notice out.
And you make announcements on media and give a deadline and say, make sure you put BVN.
Exactly.
You can't just take it.
You can't just take it, because even when the EFCC or the ICPC charges you to court for corruption, fraud, police theft, whatever, they can't just take your assets. They have to go to court
and
get an order, at least for an interim forfeiture. It's not even final. And this is somebody that is in court for fraud or a crime. Not to talk of me, an ordinary citizen doing my own business, but just because I have not used my account for whatever reason, and there's no law that says I must use my account every day. So I've not breached any law. You cannot penalize me. You cannot steal my money. You cannot borrow without my consent.
And if it's borrowing, what's the interest rate you're paying me? Are you paying me interest on the money for taking it?
Because it's not borrowing.
It's
no
not
armed
borrowing.
robber comes to your house and says, okay, I'll give you back when you come. And if you ever find me.
Taiwo is here from Ikeja. Welcome to the Table Talk.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, ma'am. My own contribution to this topic is the fact that most of our bank executives are so docile to me because they are not proactive. If they are proactive, there's already an established contract between you and the depositors that you can reinvest their money. Why didn't they do that? We have vast land all over the nation. Why would they not have a committee among the banks? What do we do with this Mongo's figure sitting down there?
But the bank always trades with your money. Bank is always trading with your money.
They trade with this one.
So let me clarify this very quickly. You see that money in dormant accounts? It's not.
It's not actually there.
It's not actually sitting anywhere. It's
been used.
It's being used
by the banks.
And I'm willing to bet, knowing how the banks work, that money has already been lent to the government via treasury bills or bonds.
Yeah.
Either treasury bills, bonds, cash reserve ratio, one way or the other. You see that money, it is already with the government.
I agree. Because most of the money is in the banks. If it's not with the government, it's in one loan or the other.
Yes, it's already with the government.
It's somewhere. The money is not just sitting cooling off
the
there.
Money in your savings account, a lot of it is either lent to customers or given to government.
Yeah.
Okay, now, You don't care because whenever you go to your bank, you get your money back.
Yeah.
Now, for them to pass this law, I don't know where they're going to squeeze the money. They're just going to do a book entry and shift the obligation to give you back your money from the bank to the government.
Of course.
And you certainly don't want
which
that.
ministry or agency of government?
Okay. Not long.
Let me tell you. Yeah, I'll just
under DMO. I think it'll be under the DMO.
Yes, it's on the DMO. So this trust fund is called a trust fund.
I mean, that you call it chicken
Trust
and
fund?
eagle is not going to make it fly.
It's called a trust fund, and it will be supervised by the Debt Management Office and governed by a governing council chaired by the finance minister and a co-chairperson from the private sector appointed by the government. Do we have a name?
I mean, see, look, Wemimo, you're going too far.
So that we can know who to hold for our money.
Exactly. See, when you want to know who to hold for your money, then you've accepted they should have the money. I'm not going past the point
that they shouldn't even have it.
I don't care what you're doing with the money. I don't care
Don't
who's
even
managing
take it.
I don't care how you're giving me back. Don't take it.
Right. That's why Sarah is in court.
Exactly. I'm not moving beyond. You don't have the right to take it in, and I have to add, in this manner.
Yeah.
There is
if I want to give it to you, it's a different thing.
Give me the option to buy a special treasury bill, a special bond for dormant accounts. So if your money was dormant, you sign this thing. Or compel the bank or incentivize the bank to invest that money. I have no objection to any of those.
Yeah.
But do not enter my account and take my money without my consent.
That's where we are at. Welcome to Table Talk. Hello.
Hi, Wemimo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Zio.
Hi, morning.
So, this issue would have lingered. It would have been so much up for discussion if the government has been transparent from day one. Look at stamp duty, for instance. 50 naira on every inflow above 10,000 into account. Till date, there has been no accountability for that inflow. People don't know what their money is being spent on. So now the government is saying they want to borrow accounts. Many of these dormant accounts, because customers have not used it for a long time, it has become dormant. Many of them, when Mama mentioned something earlier that if you fund it 100 naira, funding the dormant account will not automatically make it active. You still have to visit the branch to fill some documents.
Yeah, actually.
That's the way it works. So transparency is what we lack as a government, as a people. If the government were to be transparent from the get-go, this would have been so much up for discussion today.
Well, maybe it will still have come up for discussion because of the legality of the process, Like, is the government telling me that they want to take my money? This is not stamp duty, Zil.
This is not stamp duty.
Stamp duty is explainable. It's a tax that you're paying.
You're taxing me. No,
you're not taxing me. You're taking my money
You're
from
telling
my
me
account.
You're borrowing from me. We don't care what you think. We are not asking for your consent. We are borrowing. That's not borrowing.
They're telling you that you can get the money back anytime, but we don't understand the process yet. Let's speak with Jeff from Ikotu. Welcome to Table Talk.
Yeah. Good morning, Wemimo.
Good morning.
I think it's ridiculous. Like I commented on Twitter that they would want to borrow a dormant phone. And Sarah taking them to court. I don't know what that's going to, what's going to come out of that.
Yeah, but at least they would try. I mean, I keep getting people saying, why is Sarah suing the government every time? What's going to come out of it?
Well,
shouldn't the citizens be suing the government themselves?
The citizens can't sue as individuals, all of what. I mean,
Yeah.
so Sarah is suing against the law for the citizens, which is fine. What would come out of it is a
What do you mean by the citizens can't sue the government
No,
themselves?
as in each of us can't go to court on the same matter.
Yeah, maybe at least one person should have done this.
Sarah
Well,
is
Sarah
doing
is
that.
doing it.
Exactly. So what I'm hoping would happen is a court would look at it and say that this law contradicts certain rights people have in the Constitution and other laws. Therefore, this law is null and void ab initio. And if I were government, unfortunately, if the people in the National Assembly could have thought like this, they wouldn't have passed it in the first place. But what they should do now is revisit the wording of that. Say, look, if this is an issue, how do we do it properly? You have your central bank. Okay, sorry, you don't have your central bank. You can create you can get people, advisors, technical advisors to say, how do we get this law this is what we want to achieve.
How do we
How
get
do we
there?
get it achieved? And then they will tell you within the existing legal framework, this is how you can achieve it, and then they implement it.
But we have what is it we call this financial technical committee again?
Many of
What
them
do
are,
you think
they
that
should
was
work
set
with
up recently?
NESG. NESG would happily do this for the government. There are many. You have NASBA, the National Assembly Business Environment Roundtable.
Oh, we have that.
You have all of that.
What were they all looking at?
Well, see, those people get you. The National Assembly invites them to help. So if you don't get invited,
you don't help.
You don't help.
We need to go. That's the show, guys. I hope that with these few points of mine, I've been able to tell you that you need to visit the bank and reactivate your dormant account if you don't want your money taken. Zeal Akari away. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me.
Grateful. Guys, I'm back with you again tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. on the Morning Crossfire. My name is Wemimo Adewuni. Let's keep talking on social media at Wemimo Sport. And of course, WhatsApp Lagos coming up at 10 after the news.
In the information era, facts, events, and news.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.